103.1 FM. Why listen to anything else? Hope 103.1 FM. Why listen to anything else?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, sir.
Good evening, good night, wherever you are listening from any part of the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Hope 103 FM. And today we have an inaugural program entitled Living Your Best Life. And we're basically going to be talking about health health issues every week from Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. And it will be well to join us every single Monday, because every Monday we'll be having a different discussion on a different topic that will really, really, really help you to understand what to do to live your best life. When it comes to health, it's a wonderful experience that you will be having, really trying to get to the nitty-gritty of what exactly you need to do in order to live your best life, how to improve your health, how to have a better overall health experience. And we are going to be speaking with our doctor friend all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. And he is Dr. Kevin Pierre. He's a quantum DNA specialist, and he is really the director of the Center of Integrated Medicine in Trinidad and Tobago, with entities in Tobago and Trinidad. And we're very happy to have Dr. Pierre with us. Dr. Pierre, welcome to this program. We look forward to a great learning experience and to have a wonderful interaction with you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Are you guys receiving me loud and clear?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Oh, I was wondering, we were having a little technical difficulty there at the start.
Mm,
Yes, but
okay.
we're glad to be with you here this evening. A very warm welcome to those who are joining us for the first time, and a very special welcome to all the folks out there in Grenada. The land of spice where everything is nice. You understand? So we're glad to be in your company. Thank you so much, Pastor, for that warm welcome. And so today, of course, we're going to be spending some time looking at different health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we deal with health from a functional perspective, and not so much a conventional perspective, you know. And we are realizing more and more, Pastor, that people are gravitating towards functional or natural healing rather
Mm-hmm.
than the synthetic, type of drugs. However, at our clinic in Trinidad, we have the opportunity to be an integrated clinic. So
Mm-hmm.
where there's a need for conventional medicine, we would, of course, give the folks that opportunity. But our basic line of treatments would be on the functional side. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So as we begin the process, maybe it might be a good idea for you to share with us what the
Uh-huh.
concept of functional medicine really
All right.
entails.
Thanks. Now let me first say that I would have started this journey over 7 years ago, since 2010 to be exact,
Mm-hmm.
but in a more minute scale. And then, of course, through my experience and having been able to study abroad, and spend time even in Germany and Mexico. Those are fantastic countries, but still you want to come back home as fast as possible.
Well, of
You
course.
understand? Nothing beats the Caribbean, and uh, doing that type of medicine became a very, very, very important uh, choice of mine, simply because I had the opportunity to go left or right. You understand?
Mhm, mhm.
Medical or conventional, or natural or functional. You understand? And what I realized that in functional medicine, you get to deal with the root cause of the problem, not root as in pastor root, but root as in tree. You understand? You get to deal with the root cause of the problem, whereas in conventional medicine, you would spend time looking at the symptoms. You understand?
Mm.
And probably just treating the symptoms. You have a headache, you get a drug to pass that headache, you know, and you spend more time on basically the drug side of things. But in functional medicine, we would spend time basically on the natural, giving your body that opportunity to heal itself. And by the way, your body can heal itself. If this is the first time you're hearing that, may I quickly underline it, highlight it, put it in bold caps. Your body has the ability to heal itself. And that's where
Mm.
we come in, Pastor Ruth.
So in essence, what we do is that you teach people how to identify the root cause and what it takes in order to get to the source of the issue, so that you'll be able to cleanse it. For instance, you talked about the headaches. So some
Mhm.
people might have headaches. They have different causes. Maybe you might have slept properly, you might not have had
Correct.
enough water, you might have some
Hmm.
other thing going on in the system. So if peradventure you just wanted to take a medicine, some kind of medical form, not understanding why the headache is actually happening, then what you
Hmm.
do is just put a plaster over a infected wound, and all it will do is
Correct.
get worse. Yes. So give us a sense of
Yes.
how you do that.
Now, you see, some folks, once the symptom is removed, they're okay. You
Right.
understand? I probably was having a nauseated feeling, and I took a Gravol, and the nausea went away. I'm fine. You
Right.
understand? I probably was having a lot of belly aches, and I may probably were having issues with menstrual issues. You understand? And once the cramp went away, I'm okay. You understand? But no one stopped to really ask, okay, why is it I'm having these cramps? You understand? Why is it I'm having so much pain in the stomach area? Why is it that I am feeling nauseated after a meal? You understand? So, what we
Mhm.
need to do is get to the root cause and not just remove the symptom. You understand? Yes, symptoms are important in identifying certain issues, but it is not the do all and end all. You
Yeah.
must find out the root cause of that pain in your chest, for example, that you have been having for such a long time. You must find out the reason for that pain in your limbs, maybe your knees. You understand? You must find out what is actually causing the
Mhm.
symptom that you are experiencing. And that's where we come in functional medicine.
I see how that is even related to the Christian walk, because a lot of times what we do, we just pacify, and
Yes,
sooner or later it is sort of treated in this area, it turns up somewhere else. It's almost like you have
correct.
a boil sometimes, and they say if you don't treat the boil well, then it will, as we say, bust out somewhere else. So I think it's
Uh-huh.
very important for us to begin the process, really understanding why something is happening, so that you will be able to treat the root cause rather than just pacify the issue. So I think that's a very practical way of looking at it, and it might even be the best way to solve the issue.
Correct, correct. And people are realizing more and more, as I said at the beginning, that this direction seems to bring about a more permanent solution to whatever issue that they are experiencing. You follow? So you give the body the opportunity to heal itself. So you provide the body with the necessary resources in order to heal itself. and our bodies are intelligent. You know, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Our bodies are intelligent, and our bodies will speak to us when something is wrong. You know, just the day a patient called me, she couldn't get onto me at all on the normal phone, and she found me on Instagram. And she called Instagram, and she said to me, "You know what? I am feeling strange." Now, I know that those who are listening to us this evening, you could identify with that feeling of strange. You just know something is wrong. You can't put your finger on it. You're unable to diagnose yourself. You can't even sometimes explain how you feel, but you know something is wrong. And when that happens, that is a clear indication that your body is trying to communicate with you that something is definitely wrong. You follow? And once you listen to your body, then your body will give you the signs. Now, this is where we come in now as the professionals in trying now to, you know, minimize the search and do the proper investigations to find out what is really causing you to feel that way. And of course, I know we're going to talk about the quantum DNA analysis a little later on, but I'm not going to jump the gun at all.
I mean, I'm thinking about the name of this program, and it's really coming to light a little bit because it's about living your best life. And we're talking about the fact that you're saying that the body can actually heal itself, which I think, you know, in a way we have to begin to understand what messages
Right?
the body is given to us, and as a consequence of that, we'll be able to respond appropriately, and knowing what to do and when to do it is very, very important. So I think I am beginning to get the sense of this living your best life is possible, but you need to know
Yeah.
what to do. You need to know what to do.
I like the word when.
Not when.
Yeah, because a lot of folks wait and wait and wait and wait, and the body keeps saying, "Hey, slow down. It's time to stop. It's time to check me out. It's time to take a rest. It's time to go to bed early. It's time to come off the phone." You understand? And yet still we don't listen. And the issue is really knowing when. And I would say as soon as you start to get those telltale signs, get yourself checked out.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes we wait until it's too late, and we have the
Yeah.
habit of when something when it has broken down, that's when somebody decides, "Oh, I have the time now to
I
go
think
check."
we have a
Oh,
pause there.
you're back. Yes.
All right,
Yes,
your
Doc, you
video
have
is
a little
paused.
technical difficulties on your side. Yeah, you're back. You're back. And you're really on the idea of really listening to the body and knowing what and when to take action, right? Well, viewers, this is 103.1 FM, and we're on the program Living Your Best Life. We're basically trying to make contact with Dr. Pierre from Trinidad, who is our featured doctor of this program. He's having a little bit of difficulties, but in fact, even as we were having this conversation, we realized that he was letting us know that our bodies are intelligent and that the body is able to indicate to us when we are to take action. And I know for some people who don't go to sleep on time, or some people who walk and walk and walk and walk, and some people who don't get a checkup every once in a while. Some of us don't even drink enough water. So I think this program will be able to help us to understand what to do when the body speaks. Doctor, you are back. Welcome back.
Yes, yes, yes. You see, and that is exactly, Pastor, what can happen to us when we don't take care of our bodies. We get bump off.
Breakdown.
Yes, we get bump off. You understand?
Right. And so it's important to be able to listen to your body, as you say, and heed the instruction when necessary. That's where
Correct.
that's where you got bumped off.
Correct, correct. So, for example, pain. We have an acronym for pain. Pain means pay attention inwardly now. That's the acronym we use for pain here. pay attention inwardly now. So if you're getting any type of unusual pain, then you have to stop and pay attention. You understand? You have to check to see why you're getting that pain. Don't just take a painkiller. You
Right.
understand? There must be a reason why the body, through your nervous system and your sensory glands, is sending a signal to you saying, hey, listen, something is wrong here. You follow?
Wow. So then what explain to persons what they can do if they're experiencing unexplained symptoms. Let's say for instance, if you have elevated blood sugar, what do you do?
Right. So unexplainable symptoms is an indication that there could be a complex underlying issue that is happening there, right? And when I say complex, it could be a combination of different things that may be causing these unexplainable symptoms. All right. And when we say unexplainable, it means that for no reason you're experiencing that particular symptom, or no apparent reason. Let me put it that way. No apparent reason. And only to realize that when you do further investigations, you realize that there is a reason, an underlying condition. Now, one of the things that we heard a lot of, all right, especially during the COVID period, was that term that is used that is called comorbidities. So what we had happening is that a lot of folks were now under threat and didn't even know. They were unaware that they were under threat until they went for testing, only to realize that they had A comorbidity, B comorbidity, C comorbidity, etc., etc. And it was the comorbidities, listen, it was the comorbidities that actually caused their demise. You follow? Some folks, most folks, did not die from the actual virus itself. They died from the underlying condition that they had. So to take the approach, and I've heard, grown men and women say it, I don't want to know what's happening with me. Something must take you out. That's a nonsense. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you must know what is happening with your bodies, because that's the only place you have to live in. You understand? And just as how you want to know if you're driving down the highway and you realize that as you're going down, the car starts to cough. You understand? Now, if the car is coughing, then there could be a reason. Let's say the car starts to buck. Would you just continue driving and say, well, look, this car does always buck. Yes, I need to get to work. No. You would stop and check it out, or you would pull into the nearest gas station and check out that vehicle. You would lift the bonnet. You understand? You'll go under the hood,
Right.
to make sure that this car can reach where you're going. Same thing with our bodies. So to take the approach that, well, wherever, you understand, something must carry out, that's not something we subscribe to.
Right, right. So I'm going back to the concept of your body speaking and the intelligence of the body, like you said, even as the Bible says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous is the works of God. So when it comes to listening to the body, let's just, I know you said that this is diabetes month of November.
Yes,
Well,
November
tomorrow it
November is
begins.
diabetes emphasis month. November.
So before I want to talk a little bit about diabetes a little bit later on, but
Sure.
let's talk at this moment about the DNA scan that
Yes.
will help you to be able to understand, because as you look at the body, sometimes it's difficult to determine exactly what is going on the inside. So share with us a little bit. That's your specialty, and give us a sense of what that is and exactly what you aim to do in the scan.
Sure. At the clinic in Tacarigua and in Tobago, we offer a wide range rather of services, and we do ECGs, we do labs, You follow? We do stress tests. We do cavitation. That's on the aesthetic side, right? Butt lift. That's for the woman. You understand, who wants some attention in that area, in the lower region of the nation. You understand? So we do those type of services. But apart from that, our flagship service is something called a qDNA analysis, which is a quantum DNA analysis. Now, this is where we can take a sample of your external DNA, so be it your fingernails, your toenails, your hair. Once it's yours, you understand? Not attacking anybody, all right?
Right.
And of course, we can use your saliva, right? So these are different aspects of the DNA that we can use, and we run that through a computerized analysis or system. And from there, we're able to pick up any irregularities in your body. So once an organ is under stress, and of course, stress can be chemical, emotional, or physical, once that organ is under stress, it shows up on screen. And this is where now we do the further investigations to find out why that particular organ is behaving the way that it is. You understand? So I've given you the layman explanation of it. If you want, you can do some research on bioresonance technology and DNA testing, and you would find out some more about that. All right?
So using the DNA scan, let's say
Uh-huh.
for instance, the person is by other external tests or more, persons are experiencing, say, elevated blood pressure. How would the
Uh-huh.
scan diagnose, and how would you know exactly what to do?
Right. So what the scan will do is pull up the organs that are related. So let's say your cardiovascular system or your circulatory system. And it's looking at your entire body. Now, for example, elevated blood pressure. And I'm glad you touched on that, because most people treat that as a disease. But high blood pressure or hypertension is not a disease. What it is actually is your body actually responding to something else that is happening within your system. So you have organ related pressure. So if we do the analysis and your kidneys are off, most likely because of the kidneys being under stress, that would cause an overall escalation of your blood pressure. You follow?
Yes,
If
sir.
it is that you have blocked arteries, or you have cardiovascular insufficiencies, or you have challenges with your veins and your capillaries, etc., where you're developing blood clots, then once you do the analysis, we're able to know what is actually happening and why. And you see, that is what we are after, the why. And then
Right.
from finding out the cause, it is easy for us to pinpoint the cure. Now, this analysis, Pastor Ruth, would have gone through the test of time, because you have some folks who don't believe. You always have non-believers, huh?
Well, of course, yeah.
And the gospel must be preached to the non-believers. You understand? And then the non-believers become what? Believers. You follow? And
Yeah.
we have seen where folks would have been doctor hopping for years, or changing medications, like they change underwears. You understand? From metformin to diamicron to glucovage, then back to metformin to then diamicron, then insulin, and they have been going in that cycle over and over, because they are being well, I don't want to use the word, but they are looking for a reason why. Because I don't want to get in trouble with my doctor friends. I love them all. You understand? I love them all, you know. But if you don't find the root cause of why your blood sugar is escalating, why you're in the numbers of 200 and 180 and 300. You understand? And why it is that your blood pressure is 185 over 100. You understand? And your pulse is racing. There must be a reason. And instead of trying to mechanically bring down the blood pressure, you want to find out the cause. Why is it escalating in the first place?
Right.
And this
So
is
what are
where
some
we
of the
come in.
possible causes then? What are some of the possible for just for general information? What are
Uh-huh.
some of the possible causes of elevated blood pressure? Let's talk about pressure. Yeah.
Blood pressure? Okay. So we have, as I mentioned before, organ-related pressure.
Right.
So an organ is given trouble. Pancreas, liver, kidneys, you're having issues in your digestive system, which, by the way, that's where everything starts. That's where everything begins. All right. And you are trying now to find out, well, what's happening there? Digestive, organ related, pancreas, kidneys, liver. You understand? These are organs that can have their individual, every organ has an individual blood pressure. You follow? And
Right.
if the pressure is off, your thyroids can cause you to have high blood pressure. Your adrenal glands, you understand, can cause high blood pressure. All right? If you have a hormonal imbalance, we have seen a link through research. We are now seeing a link between hormonal issues and high blood pressure. You follow? So organ related pressure. Then we have deficiency type blood pressure. So you're lacking certain minerals like magnesium and calcium and zinc in your blood. That can cause the viscosity of the blood to be different. You understand? If you have a microcytic anemia, that is something that can also cause issues with the blood flow. If you have coagulation of the blood, you understand? So let's say your blood cells are clumping together and it's in rouleau form, then that can cause high blood pressure, deficiencies in the blood. If you have blocked arteries, you understand, calcification of your arteries or valves, that can cause high blood pressure. And that's why they say that high blood pressure is really the silent killer. You understand? The silent killer. So you want to make sure that you know exactly what is the cause. And I'm thankful to the Most High that we have the technology that we are now using, not just in Trinidad, not just in Tobago, not just in Tortula, but we are also using it in Grenada. And I'm happy for this opportunity, Pastor.
Yeah, and I'm just listening to you in terms of the causes of blood pressure. And I'm glad we're talking about causes because I mean sometimes we only think it's this or that, whereas it can be a multiplicity of things coming together in order to elevate. Go ahead. I see
Correct.
something
So,
came
so
up.
that some people think, well, okay, once I don't eat salt, that is it.
Right, right, right.
Once I don't eat salt, I good.
I'm good to go.
Forgetting that you need sodium in order to help with circulation. If you are having a lot of cramps, it could be that your sodium content is low. But you're staying away from salt because you say you don't want your blood pressure to raise, not knowing that the cause of your escalation is not salt, but sleep.
Right, right, right. This is very interesting. It's actually very, very interesting. And I want us to talk about diabetes before we go. But what are some people have issues with either abnormal weight gain or abnormal weight loss? Can we just talk a little bit about that before we go into the big deep?
Well, we're having a callaloo of
Yeah,
questions. That's
that's
all
just
right.
today
I
as
like
we as
that.
we begin, we set the ball rolling and then we
Of course,
continue next
of
week, God
course.
willing.
Yes, so that the folks can know we can talk and deal with any issue, you know.
Right.
Um, Weight management has always been a cause for concern. All right. is not just about counting calories. If someone has, for example, PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, they could exercise from now until thy kingdom comes. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. They could exercise. But guess what? It will not affect their weight. Simply because their issue is a hormonal one. And it's buried within their endocrine system. So when somebody has weight gain and they are obese and they come to the clinic, the first thing we try to find out is why you're that weight. Yeah? And when we search and we find out, because some folks, I have seen some obese person's diet, and they eat less than you and I. But yet still they're putting on weight, and it's frustrating them because they're thinking that their weight gain is dietary, not realizing that their weight gain is hormonal.
Right.
You follow? And this is what we want folks to get to the root cause, to the bottom of the barrel, so that we can deal with it from the bottom up.
Wow. So that's why it is so important to seek the proper advice in order to be able to get to the root cause, so that you are not being treated for something, whereas there is something completely different. And sometimes in that case, you are damaging something to fix something that is not bad.
If you go online and you research how many folks have died from wrong diagnosis, you will be alarmed. You will be alarmed. All right? Because remember, conventional says, okay, symptom A, B, C, it must be equal F. Functional medicine says, okay, symptom A, C, D must have a reason. Let's find that out. You understand? So, for example, and let me plug in this here quickly. High cholesterol, for example, another issue that a lot of folks suffer from, right? High cholesterol is as a result of tissue damage. If there are tissues that are damaged anywhere in the body, your brain sends a signal to the liver to produce more LDL, which is a healing property of cholesterol. Produce more so that it can deal with the tissue damage wherever it is in the body. You follow? Now, the more tissue damage is, the more the need for cholesterol would be there. And so the liver now will start producing more and more and more and more because there is tissue damage. In conventional medicine, they say, hey, let's give you a drug to go inside the liver and chemically change the functionality of the liver so that the liver can stop producing the amount of cholesterol. And guess what? That in itself now causes a bigger problem, because now the tissue damage expands and quantifies, and now you have a situation where you have clogged arteries but no cholesterol to remove it or mend it, and you therefore die from a heart attack. And then they say to us, it's cholesterol that killed you. No.
Wow.
It was the tissue damage that wasn't addressed.
Whoa. I guess the Bible was spot on when it says people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And, and in essence, I mean, time is quickly passing on us. But I think as we begin to, you talk about going on the internet and researching how many people die from diagnosis. And I'm just jumping on the word die because in essence, we wanted to talk today about how not to die from diabetes. So if we can begin the process, and probably we can continue next week, because I really, really want to delve into it.
No, but I thought
begins the month. Yeah.
I thought that my hour now starts. You understand? I thought we now start the program.
It's just
All right.
warming up, so to speak. But I
Yes,
think,
we
I mean,
warming up.
it's
We
really
warming up.
interesting. We just wanted to spark the interest, just wanted to get
Yes,
people thinking. And
I
so from
agree.
next week, we will delve into it a little more in
Of
depthly. Of
course,
course,
of
we can have
course.
opportunities to call in and to ask their questions and so
Yes,
on. Yes.
yes,
But I want to
yes,
start
yes,
how not
yes,
to
yes.
die from diabetes. So probably can start from the basis of what diabetes actually is in terms of the body function.
Right. So what we have discovered is that you have type 1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
and now 3
Right.
diabetes.
Okay.
Type 1 is insulin dependence. So you have a situation where the pancreas is not producing enough insulin and your glucose levels are high, and therefore you need insulin in order to carry down the glucose levels, right? But the glucose levels are high because of other factors, not just sugar, but protein and fats, which is a topic we will talk about.
Right.
Then you have, so that's insulin dependence. Then you have
Mm-hmm.
insulin resistance, and that's what they call type 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the body now, through the pancreas, starts producing excessive amount of insulin because there was a call. You understand? There was a
Right.
call made. And so insulin, insulin, until now, the cells start to say, too much, too
Right.
much. And the cells start to resist and say, we don't want any more insulin. So the insulin can't get into the cells, the mitochondrial cells, etc., and multiply and bring down and regulate the energy levels in the body.
Cool.
So you now have a resistance. The cells are resisting the insulin because you know why? When you had dependence, instead of fixing the problem, they gave you synthetic insulin. You follow?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. So they gave you synthetic insulin, and with the synthetic insulin now, it started to mimic the real insulin,
Right.
which caused the body now to realize, but wait, something wrong here. And so the body totally shuts down the cells, that is, and say, we want no insulin. So you become now type 2 insulin resistance.
Mm.
Now they're discovering type 3 through research. Type 3 says you are now fluctuating or balancing between type 1 and type 2. So
Okay.
at times you are dependent and at times you are resistant. Type 3. 12.5% of Grenadians have diabetes.
Oh.
15.5% of Trinis have diabetes. Check it out per capita, and you're running into the thousands of
Right.
persons.
Mm.
Too many folks, too sweet.
Right.
And it's the wrong type of sweetness.
Mm. Wow. I was asking you a question some time ago, and
Mhm.
it had to do with some persons may not have or think they have diabetes,
Mhm.
but you asked the question, do you feel to eat something sweet immediately after you had a meal? And if the answer is yes, let's talk about that just before we send you back
Right.
to
So that
tuition.
is one of the telltale signs.
Right.
That sweet craving after you eat.
Mhm.
That feeling of 1 hour after you eat, you're hungry again. You understand? Right? The excessive thirst, being dehydrated all the time,
Mm.
right? Frequent urination, another reason. You follow? Unable to digest fats, another
Mm.
reason. Weight loss, another
Mm.
reason. Weight gain, another reason.
Oh.
You follow? So one of the tests we do is something called a HbA1c test. That's a
Mm-hmm.
blood test. Now, that is after we do the analysis. If when we do the analysis, we pick up that, hey, wait, your pancreas looking funny here, right? We are seeing some irregularities in the pancreas. Then just for confirmation, if there's need,
Mhm.
we would do the HbA1c. If there's no need, we could tell that, hey, you're under some pressure here, right? And we start the necessary treatment. Now, we have seen over and over, I dare not kid you, I dare not come on national radio and television and internet and tell a lie. We have seen folks get proper, and I can't use the word cure, so I'm not going to say cure. You understand? Wait, I just said it. But we are not going to use that word and
Right.
let you know that people have reversed this condition over and over again by simple changes in their lifestyle and also staying away from the two F's. Well, one is a P, but I just call it F.
Okay.
Big food and big pharma.
What is it?
Big food and big pharma.
AKA.
AKA the pharmaceutical industries and AKA the junk food society.
Whoa.
And that is a topic by itself.
And that is a topic we will continue or we pick up in the next program. It is now 1 minute
Yes.
to 7 p.m. And it has been such a awesome experience, really kind of trying to figure out as we consider today the root causes of issues. So we're going to continue next week, God's willing, Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. talking about how not to die from diabetes, what that means to you, and how you and I can prevent. So before we leave, Doc, you have a closing comment or remark?
Yes. What I want to let the folks know is that from Thursday coming, we would be in Grenada.
Right.
All right. And is there a local number we can give them to call if they want to make an appointment? Do we have one readily at hand?
Well,
While you're thinking about that, right? Now,
Mhm.
what is happening is that we are going to be in Grenada from Thursday coming to the following Thursday. So we're spending an entire week. So, Pastor Ruth, you have me for a week. You understand? I am going to be troubling you and bothering you for a whole week. You understand?
So,
However, what we are doing, we are going to offer an introductory price for those who want to do that same analysis that we spoke about. All right. We are doing it two for the price of one. So
okay.
call and book your appointments. You have this week, well, from Thursday coming. So two persons will be able to do that analysis for only 500 EC. So if you're coming, don't come by yourself. Bring someone along with you, and both of you will be able
Okay.
to do that analysis for 500 EC. That is a steal of a deal. Usually the analysis is 500 for one person. And we're saying we're going to offer this to the community as an introductory offer for the upcoming week.
And you're talking about the scam, right? You usually do.
Yeah, the
The
scan, the
DNA
scan.
scam, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, in the meantime, I'll lend you my number. So it's
Lend
417-8112. So they can call maybe for this week. I'll be your secretary for this week, and then we'll always
Thank
get a
you.
number for next week. So 417-8112, and we can take it from there. It has been such a pleasure speaking with you, Dr. Pierre. It has been a really, 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 really good learning experience. And I know we are about to hit it off where persons can learn. I mean, we getting to know you and we getting to know what you do, but in essence, how it is that we can benefit from the process.
Yes,
Yes, viewers
definitely.
and listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. This is your program, Living Your Best Life. And we have been speaking with Dr. Kevin Pierre, who's a quantum DNA specialist, and he's the director for the Center of Integrated Medicine, located in Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you so much for joining us. We are just grateful to 103.1 FM for facilitating this program, and it's going to be a tremendous learning experience. So get on board. You can join us, connect with 103.1 FM, Facebook, or however you connect with them on a general basis, and let's just take it from there. Thank you for joining us. I am Ruth Roberts. This is Living Your Best Life. You have a choice, and when you know what to do, just do it. You're gonna be all right. Have a great evening, everyone. Blessings.
Yeah.
Blessings, Dr. Pierre.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hope 103.1